The black layer is also when the machine made this terrible, demonic screeching sound. Not just like a cute little studio sound. And we had to figure out what was going on with the machine before we could finish this edition. So in this video, I'm showing you the entire process from Photoshop separations, to printing, to troubleshooting, to make my Risograph print Curiosity. I decided to print a second edition of this print, but this time I wanted to make it stronger by adding a black layer to it. And it did look better. Let me explain Risograph printing in the simplest way possible. A Risograph printer does not print a full color image all at once like a normal home printer. It prints one color at a time. For this one print, I break my artwork up into 4 separate files. And so for this 4-color print, I need yellow ink, fluorescent pink ink, aqua ink, and black ink. And those 4 layers get printed separately on top of each other to build the final image. And that is one of the reasons why Risograph printing feels so different from inkjet or laser printing. This print uses a kind of CMYK-inspired workflow, which is something that I tend to do in my own work. Not every RISO artist is trying to simulate CMYK printing, but oftentimes I am. So in this case, cyan becomes aqua, magenta becomes fluorescent pink, yellow stays yellow, and key or black stays black. And the big change in this edition is the addition of the black. The earlier version of this artwork only had 3 colors: yellow, fluorescent pink, and blue. Not aqua, but a more standard federal blue. But after printing the first edition, I felt like it needed more contrast. And I thought that the black would add more depth and make the image feel more complete. I'm keeping this section short and beginner friendly because I already have a video here where I go much deeper into my Risograph separation process in Photoshop. But I still want you to understand the overall logic. Okay, nerds, let's get into it. I'm gonna show you how I turn this artwork into something that the Risograph printer can read and understand. Before you do anything else is you want to make a copy of your image. So you wanna duplicate your image. And this is absolutely important because with separating the color channels, it's actually going to separate your image into separate files, and it's not going to keep that first image that you created. You want to make sure that it is all on one layer. So when you're under the layers tab, go to this little hamburger icon and then click flatten image, and this will make sure that it is all on one layer. So once it's all on one layer, that's when you can go into channels. So this is how the computer interprets these different layers to a home printer. Once you're under channels, again, go to this hamburger icon and then click split channels. And then you'll see here, it changed that one image into these separate files. So that is why you want to have your original artwork in another file. So now we have all of these grayscale images, and when we zoom in, we can see that these are grays. And we know that Risograph printers hate grays. They do not understand them. It makes your print all muddy. So what we do next is we go to image, mode, and bitmap. And this converts all of these gray areas into something that the Risograph printer can work with. We go to image, mode, and then you want to click bitmap. And then this is where you can play around with the settings a little bit. I usually go with the halftone screen, input 300 pixels per inch, and I click OK, and then you're brought to the next page. I think the frequency and the angles are fine. I usually like working with round shapes, so I'll click round, but they have all these other settings here, so I'll click round, and then I'll click OK. But if you zoom in really close, you can see how it actually turns that gray into white and black dots. And so that is something that the Risograph printer can actually interpret. So you want to do that with all of your other files. And then you want to save it as a PDF. And then I send them off to print. I print at Outlet PDX, which is one of my favorite risograph printing studios in Portland. And this is the moment where the process gets really fun because all of the digital planning that I did finally becomes physical. I am printing this print on my typical Nina paper stock, and the order of the layers goes yellow, then fluorescent pink, then aqua, and then black. And in general, with risograph printing, you want to go from the lightest layer and gradually work your way up to the darkest layer. So first I printed the yellow layer, and at this point the image looks pretty abstract, which is normal. Especially in multicolor prints, early layers do not look impressive on their own. Then I printed the fluorescent pink layer, and that layer started bringing more warmth and more life to my artwork, and then came the aqua layer. And this is one of my favorite moments of this print because once the aqua went down, I could suddenly start seeing the artwork in the way that I had imagined it. And this process of seeing your layers build up over time, layer by layer, is one of the most magical things about risograph printing. Riso printing is not just hit print, walk away, and done. These machines have personalities, likes and dislikes. And I also know from experience that this particular machine tends to shift every few prints. So registration is something that I am constantly watching. And registration just means, are the layers lining up correctly? When the registration is off, the image can start looking blurry, doubled, or just weird. So even when things are going well, I am constantly checking. Then we got to the black layer. And this was the layer that I was most excited about because it was the layer that I thought would complete the whole image. But this was also the layer where things got really stressful. As soon as we started printing with the black layer, the machine made this awful screeching sound. What was that?
I have no idea.
And so now I'm thinking, what's happening? Is there something wrong with my file? Is there something seriously wrong with the machine? Do we have to stop printing? The issue with the screeching sound was that the masters were getting constantly wrapped around a rod inside the machine. So there was this glob of masters just stuck on one of these rods. So once we picked off all of the masters that were wrapped around that one rod, we were able to start printing again. But there was another issue. The black layer seemed to be way shifted over to the side. We thought that it was a problem with the machine. But then when I took a closer look at my file, I realized that in the master file for the black layer, I had accidentally bumped that layer a little bit far to the left. So I quickly adjusted it in Photoshop, sent over the corrected file, and we fixed the problem. And truly, thank God I brought my laptop. So all of this is a really good example of what risograph printing in a studio can actually be like. You can prepare carefully, you plan the layers, you make the files, and then the physical reality of the machine still asks you to respond in real time. So once the issue with the machine was resolved and I sent over my corrected file, the print came together. And this is such a satisfying part of the risograph printing process. Because after all of the prep, all the little alignment issues and misprints, you finally get to hold the finished piece in your hands. And for me, yes, the black absolutely made the print better. It gave the sky more depth, and it made the whole composition feel more complete. So for this edition, adding the fourth color was totally worth it. And when I compare my first edition to this new second edition, the difference seems pretty clear. The 3-color version has a lighter, softer feeling, but the 4-color version feels a lot more dramatic, more finished, and more emotionally aligned with the heart of the piece. If you are brand new to risograph printing, here is what I really want you to take away from this. First, risograph printing is not just a different printer. It is a different way of thinking. You have to think about how those different layers and separations will build your overall image. Second, your physical print will never look like the version that's on your screen. And that's not a flaw, that's part of the medium. And third, a huge part of the beauty and the appeal of risograph printing comes from this mix of planning and imperfection. You do your best to prepare carefully, but then the machine still gets a vote. And if you want to download the free digital version of this artwork and get a glimpse into my world, see what I'm making, what I'm working on, what I'm thinking about, you can grab it through my newsletter below. If you want to understand the Photoshop separations part of this video a little bit more deeply, watch this video next and I go into my exact process on how I do this. Thank you so much for being here and I will see you in the next one. Bye!